Welcome back everybody. Today we have another gold guide video, and this one is going to be talking about the PTR. The PTR has the potential for making us a lot of gold very easily and quickly. So the PTR is going to be lasting for about 3 weeks or so, and then we'll have like a little bit of a break, and then most likely we might have a week of the guys working on the bug fixes and the patching up and stuff like that, and then they release it live on the servers. So you have about 4 weeks to get ready for all this stuff. So in order to get ready, we have to start farming and start farming as quickly as we can, because these ingredients actually take a lot of farming to do right now, and they have the potential to make the most amount of money. So let's go ahead and show you pretty much about 4 to 5 different ways of making gold, and they're gonna just scale up on difficulty. So the first step is gonna probably be the easiest one, and it will just be making food. Food is like a thing that everyone can make, and it's not that hard to make as well. You can easily hit like 150 and you can start crafting majority of these foods. So I prefer one statted type of foods to be the best. An example of that would be just like this: 40 constitution, and you can see it's already selling for almost 100 gold. So one stat only is usually the best route of making a lot of gold. So I really do recommend that. A lot of people are going to buy this the most because people want to survive a hit, at least one hit, so that way they don't wipe the entire group. So these are going to sell the best. They're going to be the #1 ingredient, and the #1 thing that people want to be buying. So Constitution, very good for survival rate for any type of raids. Highly recommend that. You could go with that with like any other types of food as well. So you could go Intel, Focus, Dexterity, and Strength. The ones I think are going to be the most popular is probably Focus, Constitution, Intel, and Dexterity. Strength, not so much, because like I see majority of the people in this area for making stuff. So when you see your server and you kind of research your server, my server is pretty much all this base, right? So they're going to buy most of the stuff, like especially Constitution. So that's what I recommend to do. Healers will get obviously the healing. If they need if they need more HP, and when they get harder, they'll definitely switch to Constitution. And same thing with every other class and stuff like that. So food is going to be the best. Start stocking up on that, especially on the food. They can be very expensive as well. So if you could like farm any of this stuff, you're going to make a lot of gold. And if you can capitalize in on that now, you're going to make even more gold. So food is the easiest one to do. Next one, we're going to be talking about coding. So coding, I think you need to be like 160, which is quite tricky to do in a lot of cases, but I made videos of like how to like level Arcana and stuff like that, so go ahead and watch that. Any of these pots are definitely going to be quite useful, so because they do basically maximum damage to any corrupt, and you can go with any other of these pots. Don't recommend the beast one though, because these are going to be a little bit more mainstream. So especially the coding, because you're doing portals as well. So portals, mines, Midgard, and then you're also doing like Destiny and stuff like that. This is used for pretty much everything. So this is a really good one just to have just for yourself, and also to be selling to other people. And then you can go with any of these other 3 as well. So with that, the nice thing with these coding is that they all take offensive ingredients. So reagents. So we're going to use this, and then we also have to farm these as well, because they are pretty expensive on the trading post. So when they're expensive, you can just farm them and make a lot of gold. So what I would do is that when you go onto potion reagents and then we go on offensive, we are going to basically be farming any of these 3. They sell for a lot. So salamanders, if you know where a lot of salamanders are, I recommend going farming there. You could just make like 100 gold just from like walking 5 to 10 minutes. Make 100 gold just farming some of these guys, if you know, and that's pretty good. I wouldn't sell it now. I would be a little bit more patient and start waiting a little bit longer, because when it gets closer to like the release time, these usually start becoming like a little bit more hype, and then therefore you could make a little bit more gold that way. Right now there's not as much hype, so therefore they're a little bit cheaper. So just wait a little bit and then resell it for a higher price in most cases, I think. So the beetles is really good. The ones that are the best is currently the moths, and I'll show you guys where to farm those. So Moats are going to be around this area, so good spot. And then all these are around this area is like a lot of moats, so you can go ahead and farm these moats. If you want to farm the fire salamanders, here's a really good spot that no one doesn't go to. There's a lot of salamanders right there if you want to go there. I do recommend people just to be, I'll put a link in the description where basically New World Data Maps is a really good spot, really good reference tool to find any of your stuff that you need to be farming. So that is pretty much it for the potions. And then we have moats. Moats is going to be the same situation. We're going to go to that same place. Death moats is going to be very good. Any of this one, and fire, earth, and then water is going to be the number one things to be farming. So go ahead and farm those. They sell for a lot, and they're going to be using them for a lot for crafting in mutation orbs. A lot, like 500 to make like a mutation orb. So it's going to require you guys to make a lot of orbs. Farm a lot of, moats. And then we have to get gems as well. I was talking about this in my previous videos of how gems are going to be very important to make mutator orbs, especially these guys. So any of these pristine guys, only buy the pristine. Like right now, these are going for pretty cheap. You just do a buy order. I don't know. I would just do mine for like maybe 10 gold. Get some of those filled. You know, technically you could go 5 gold because there's not that many people buying these gems. I'll show you guys why we have to do that. Because you need pristine in order to make these other jewelry items. So you do have to be 170 for this. It says right there. You need 10 of these to make. So 10 of these will be 30 gems. You're going to be making just 10 of these. So these are part of the mutation orbs. And then down here, we have to make 10 of these. So any of these you have to craft to make this guy. This is a cooldown, so this is going to be very valuable. And then you also need to get any of these moats as well. So pretty much most of the stuff you're going to be farming in Great Cleave. Really good spot. And then any of these, make sure you make any of these guys. They're really good. That's a good way of making some gold. And then as well, you're going to need 5 of these cores, which means 5 of each of these, which means it's about 500 moats to be crafting this guy, right? So 250 and 250, right? Ideally, I would wait for the patch to come out because these are going to be nerfed to 30. So you save a lot of resources like that. So in the meantime, you just farm these moats in the meantime. So go ahead and do that. And then we need one of these, and that's pretty much it, other than grabbing Asmodean Chisel. So those are all the things you're going to be using and needing to be basically making gold in this game for the next upcoming patch. So this patch is going to be quite eventful. People are going to enjoy doing mutations. Definitely going to keep people busy in playing the game. There's a lot more things for people to do, and just to be a lot of fun. So like I was saying before, you have about like 4 weeks to get all this farming done, so that way you guys can make a lot of gold. And yeah, highly recommend doing that because people are going to be running these instances all the time, and people like to get their gear score up. So good way to be making some profits. So other than that, that's pretty much it for this video. So if you guys liked the video, like and subscribe, hit that bell notification, and also check the links below because we post new tips and guide videos for New World and other videos as well, and also insider trading as well. And that way you guys can make some really good money. And other than that, I will see you guys in the next video, and take care.